Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check it out today. Always grateful for that. And guys, today we're going to have a conversation on fishing jerkbaits during the summertime of the year. Most people, when they think about jerkbaits, it's a wintertime deal, pre-spawn, but there are several situations where a jerkbait can be really good in the middle of the summer. So we're going to go over that in today's video and sort of give you guys sort of a good viewpoint and a good foundation to begin your search for summer jerkbait fishing. Also, guys, I just wanted to remind you real quick that right now Tackle Warehouse has got sales up to $500 on all their Humminbird electronic units. If you guys are looking to upgrade, or if you guys are looking to get a unit for your boat, you get a really good deal now. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse electronics link in the description. And this is the one that I run right here, guys. This is the Helix 12. This is a really simple unit. All I use on it is 2D sonar and the GPS. It's not a touch screen. I think the touch screens are pretty hard to use. It's just push buttons. So anyway, I'll link that in the description. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, jerkbaits in the summertime of the year. Up until, probably just the last decade or so, nobody ever fished a jerkbait in the summertime. It's just like you just didn't do it. It just wasn't anything that would work. So as the transition and the technology in terms of profile and color design came about in the jerkbaits, like with the Megabass Vision 110 line like this, it really opened people's eyes up to the versatility of this lure. And a lot of people have been quietly using a jerkbait in the summertime for years. Kevin Van Dam has always, kept it a secret that he uses a jerkbait all summer long. So I just sort of want to talk a little bit about the prime type of ways to catch fish on jerkbait in the summertime. So there's three primary things that I look for in the summertime when I'm jerkbait fishing. Number one is docks, number two is bridge piers. Those are the two primary structures that I fish jerkbait in the summertime. Now, the dock's not so much for the piling docks, so for you guys that live on like Gunnersville or Lake Norman where you got those piling pole docks, this isn't really a deal. It's more for a floating dock, like the floating docks that you see like on Lake Lanier in Georgia, all through the Ozarks, anywhere there's not a pier dock. The floating docks are the prime structures to fish a jerkbait on in the summertime of the year. Because what happens in the summertime, you have a lot of plankton and algae growth on those dock floats, brings in the perch. If you've ever walked on a boat dock in the middle of the summer, if you look down there, you can see a lot of perch, feeding on whatever, little minnows and stuff that are feeding on the algae, which brings in the bass. So the thing that I like to do with the jerkbait around the boat docks is just fish it around the corners of the edge. And the main thing, guys, you got to get close to that dock. It's like position your boat where you can make one cast down the front of the face of the dock and then one cast down each side of it, and try to get that jerkbait as close as you possibly can, to the edge of that, because they're not going to come out a long way to hit it. And try to get it down there where it gets underneath the floats a little bit. This is a technique, guys, I have caught tons of them. I've caught like 50 fish days in the summer on jerkbaits on boat docks. A really good way to catch them, regardless of the water visibility. Ideally, I like a little bit more off-colored water. If you gave me the perfect scenario for dock fishing jerkbait, I would say give me like 3 foot of visibility. That's prime. 2 to 3 foot of visibility is really good for it. Actually, it doesn't quite work quite as well if you're fishing it on real clear water. Like if you got water visibility over 6-7 foot, those fish are usually a little bit deeper than they are if they're a little bit more stained water. Same with bridge piers, guys. Bridge piers are great places to fish a jerkbait on in the summertime, especially if you have some current in the lake. All you guys that fish those river type lakes, like the Alabama lakes, like the Coosa River Chain or TVA lakes, those fish will get around those bridge piers in the summertime of year, get in behind those current breaks, and you can throw that jerkbait in and around all the sides of those bridge piers and catch them really good. Now, the third way to catch them, which is a little bit more of an outlier, is a jerkbait is probably the number one lure to catch big smallmouth on in the summertime on the northern Great Lakes, with the exception of spotlighting for them with a forward-facing minnow or weenie worming around. But if you just want to go catch a bunch of fish and have a good time, any of the Great Lakes, all the Great Lakes, Lake Champlain, all those northern smallmouth lakes, you can catch them on jerkbaits all summer long up there. And if you do fish them up there, I would suggest fishing it different. You don't want to get that jerkbait down very deep. Let's say if you're fishing over a flat that's 15 or 20 foot deep, jerk that jerkbait sideways and try to keep that bait high in the water column. You don't want it to go over 2 or 3 feet deep and those big smallmouth will come out of that clear water and just hammer those things. Also work it pretty fast. You want to keep your cadence moving pretty fast. Same with the boat dock. So at the summertime of the year, you don't have to pause it. You don't have to like jerk, pause and let it sit. You can work it at a pretty good clip. Anyway, guys, give it a try. It catches fish behind, people that never use the thing. It will get bit in the summertime in those situations, and hope it helps out for you. See you guys.